A new year for WTF Weekly begins, and I'm just getting over my hangover from 2021. You know, 2021, the year that everybody liked better than 2020, except for every other year, ever. It's kind of like how every dictator who came after Hitler knew that at the very least they wouldn't be remembered that bad. 2021 was like Hitler light. And yet it feels like just yesterday that an assortment of fine, upstanding, white citizens practiced their constitutional rights to peacefully assemble and protest. Hey, it's not a party until Nancy Pelosi gets pipe bombed out of Congress, am I right? Over 2,000 people managed to get into the Capitol building and over 700 have been charged with crimes, which means that there are over 400 more people charged with terrorism from that day than followers of this show. Clearly, WTF is not using Facebook right. Speaking of which, Meta. And if you aren't getting in on the ground floor of virtual real estate, you might be homeless when the earth is no longer sustainable and our collective consciousness is transferred to the blockchain. I wonder how much an NFT of a picture of me saying that would go for. Joe Biden became the new president and his presidency began with a stall. And we're still waiting. Has anyone seen Vice President Harris? Madam Veep? Anybody? And while COVID vaccines dramatically decreased the risk to the virus, most of the world, especially the poorer countries, still haven't gotten their share of the juice, which has led to big mutations, which are increasingly able to break through vax protection. You gotta hand it to capitalism, it really doesn't want its minions to survive. It's like a big pharma drug with an endless list of side effects. They tell you you gotta take it or die, but then your dick stops working and you wanna throw in the towel anyway. Capitalism is bad for your dick. Oh, and there were Olympics, I think. Though back home, the real competition was dodging bullets, as Americans continued to shoot each other in mass numbers. Meanwhile, in a ray of sunshine, the murderer of George Floyd was found guilty. Of course, then Kyle Rittenhouse got off. But then the murderers of Ahmaud Arbery were found guilty. Baby steps to a better world, right? But is that really possible with the global supply chain faltering and Americans not being able to get the things that they don't need but they really want right now? But yo, no more war in Afghanistan! Yeah! Of course, we're still drone striking civilians though, so. So much has happened in the past year, and the pandemic made clear that until we're willing to stop acting like spoiled children, it's not going anywhere. But the biggest thing to happen in 2021 was WTF Weekly got started. Well, it's the biggest thing to us. It's been an amazingly creative and motivating and conscious journey into the absurd. And for all of you who have reached out to thank me for helping you zero in on and digest the news in this insane media environment, it was my truth and my pleasure. But please, use WTF Weekly as a starting point and not a destination. And maybe, just maybe, we can become the citizens that we all know we need to be and somehow save democracy. For WTF Weekly, I'm DC Williams. Happy New Year! And let's get it right. Or at the very least, could we get another stimulus check? Yeah, toilet paper's in the stores again, but the price is so inflated I can't afford to wipe.